If you close your eyes, you might just think this teenager grew up on the inner city streets. But he didn't. Kyle Jones is from one of the most exclusive suburbs outside of Boston, Newton, Massachusetts.
I don't want you to see me as that I'm trying to be black, or I'm trying to be like too hard, or like I'm a white kid trying to be. I just want you to look at me as me. West side.
Just like Kyle, millions of white suburban kids have adopted black urban culture as their own, even though the closest most have gotten to inner city life is watching the movie Boys in the Hood.
They want to be like down with the black people and like want to be like us and like just want to be cool with us. That's why they try to like learn our music, dress like us.
But do these kids want to be black?
It's what I am. I can relate to it. I know exactly what they're saying. It's just what it is.
What it is upsetting suburban parents all over the country.
I think it's ridiculous.
And angering black teenagers.
When a white person comes up to me and acts like that with me, like they can rap better than me or they're more hardcore than me, the thing that I'm going to think of is that they think that they're more black than me. Even though it's stereotypical, I'm going to say this person thinks they're more black than I am and they're white. And that makes me extremely upset.
If they're kind of overdoing them, like, could you like calm down a little? You're not black, so just chill with that. And that's what I say because it kind of gets annoying after a while.
I am hip-hop.
That's what most white kids say when they're told they're acting black. But what is hip-hop?
Hip-hop is culture. What's the deal, baby?
Radio DJ Ed Lover has had his finger on the pulse of hip-hop for over 2 decades.
Hip-hop is what you live, the way you talk, the way you dress, the way you walk. Everything you do is evolved around hip-hop. Hip-hop is whatever's embraced on an urban street level.
And right now, what's being embraced on an urban street level is what's cool for teenagers across America.
Just because black kids wear clothes and black kids do have rap music and black kids have this and black kids have that doesn't mean other races can do it.
White suburban kids are doing it across America. Many teens have adopted the uniform of hip-hop in every suburb around the country. The sagging baggy jeans, the hat turned backwards, the designer shirts, and the Nike shoes. Even in the most exclusive of suburbs, like Great Neck, New York, kids have adopted the look.
This doesn't make my parents angry or anything. They see that this is how I want to dress. When they were young, they were dressing their way.
But according to some teenagers, their parents aren't happy with the hip-hop look.
Why are you dressing such big clothes? Why don't you wear something that fits? I'm comfortable this way, so I'll do it.
Selwyn Hines, editor of the hip-hop magazine The Source, thinks he knows why teens are flocking to hip-hop.
Black culture has always been the well of coolness. You know, if you wanted to be cool, if you wanted to be perceived as cool, you would always sort of grab, your cup and run to that well and take a drink. And in the last 20 years, that well of coolness has been hip-hop.
But for some white kids, it's more than just the music and fashion. Hip-hop becomes their way of life. They try to talk the talk, walk the walk, and act the way they believe a black kid in the city would. They're known as wannabes, and surprisingly, sometimes call themselves wiggers.
I can't comprehend anybody would want to call themselves a nigger in the first place. To split that and put the W on a negative word like nigger and call yourself a wigger is stupid.
I don't care if they call me that. I just go with what I want dressed like, you know?
He doesn't have the right to go around saying, yeah, I'm a white nigger. He might as well put a KKK hood on.
So why do these teenagers do it? Is it a form of rebellion or just a way to be cool?
Represent the Ville, how I do.
I just feel more comfortable about what they're talking about, like whatever they're talking about. I don't know how to explain it, man. It's just different. It's a way of life that I came into, and I just feel comfortable being in it because it just feels like it comes naturally or whatever. It's easier for me to relate to them than chilling with white kids that kind of preppy.
Kyle Jones goes to Newton High School in Boston, Massachusetts. It's predominantly white, but Kyle spends most of his time hanging out with the black clique.
Now, first but not least, you will respect you. I try to get him good with the black kids before I get with the white kids.
Kyle had a black grandparent, which may be why he has immersed himself in the hip-hop culture. From the way he dresses to the music he listens to, and even the way he talks.
I can relate to all the black kids in my school. I know what they're talking about. And I just like to associate myself with those kinds of people. Ever since I've been here, it's all I like to experience myself with is black people. And you say it might be a past and whatever. because I never had any black friends before, only a couple. But it's just like that's the culture that I want to be connected to.
My man D from the Mission P want to see who want to step up and get bucked with the...
Kyle's African-American friends have no problem with his rap.
I say Kyle's like a black person inside with just white skin. He acts just like us.
Kyle is Kyle. I don't look at him like that. I look at Kyle as being one of my boys, somebody that I'm cool with. And that I'm sure that Kyle doesn't go home every day looking in his closet saying, I wonder how I could look more black.
It's not like I try to be hip-hop. It's like everything that I do comes out, the way I do it is hip-hop.
It's also a way of life for Brendan Dooley, who goes to school in Chicago, Illinois, and is involved with another favorite activity of the hip-hop crowd, graffiti. Brendan began immersing himself in hip-hop when he was only 12 years old. Many kids in school started calling him a wigger.
In the beginning, when they first called me a wigger, I'd get pissed. For a while I liked it. It was kind of like I was basically like a big F you to them.
But Brendan says he did take it a little bit too far.
I basically realized when I was speaking, hip-hop terms all the time and talking in a deeper voice so I'd sound more black and wearing the clothes, that I was compromising myself because basically it wasn't me.
Brendan says even though he doesn't always talk the talk, he's still a true hip-hopper.
I am hip-hop. I'm a graffiti writer, that, I'm a DJ.
But Brendan's mother, Rita Dooley, will never get used to her son's lifestyle.
I would like him to forget it all. It isn't even so much the music, it's just... It's the culture, it's the way of life. I mean, it's crazy. It's white kids who are like wannabe black kids.
Unhappy parents, angry black kids. Can any good at all come out of a white kid going hip-hop?
I think that even though some of it is bad, that a lot of it's good, that when they get older, that they can look at, when their kids, come home with black friends, or their son or daughter goes out with someone who's black, they'll look at it and they'll understand where they're coming from.
When the music, is off, what's changed? At the very least, and like I said, which was different even 10 years ago, but at the very least, we have things in common to talk about. We have an entry point towards reconciliation. We have an entry point towards, being part of the common human experience.
Where there's a trend, there's usually money, and that's certainly the case in the music business. 70% of all rap recordings are bought by white kids.